Group processes, team dynamics and cohesion in sports. The dynamics of a team, whether it be in the realm of sports or any other endeavor, can be quite intricate. A mix of personalities, skills, and roles, teams aim to achieve a unified goal. But what makes a team effective? This chapter delves into the intricacies of group structure, team climate, and the factors that influence individual and collective performance. Every team in sports has a unique structure that dictates how its members interact and operate. This structure is defined by several elements, such as roles, who plays which position, norms, the unwritten rules and expectations, and communication methods. Moreover, a collective sense of identity often arises within successful teams, where individuals feel a shared commitment to the team's goals. For instance, while every soccer player has a defined role, like a goalkeeper or striker, they all identify as part of a singular entity, striving for victory. Crafting an effective team climate. The atmosphere or climate within a team can greatly influence its effectiveness. Creating a positive team climate often involves establishing constructive group norms. One effective method to achieve this is by leveraging both formal, e.g., the coach, and informal, e.g., respected players, leaders to set positive examples. When members witness their leaders embodying desired behaviors and attitudes, they are more inclined to adopt them. Furthermore, fostering open communication and enabling shared decision-making can bolster mutual respect and trust. Maximizing individual performance. Individual excellence is pivotal in a team's overall performance. This doesn't necessarily mean just having star athletes. It's about ensuring that each player performs to their utmost potential. Peer relationships play a significant role in this. By allowing athletes to engage in shared decision-making and selecting peer leaders based on criteria like leadership skills, not just athletic ability, teams can cultivate an environment where individuals are motivated to excel. Interestingly, there's a phenomenon known as the Ringelmann effect or, more commonly, social loafing. This describes a situation where an individual's performance decreases as the team size increases. It's as if, in larger groups, individuals feel their contribution matters less, leading to diminished effort. Cohesion. Cohesion can be divided into two types, task and social. Task cohesion refers to the team's collective commitment to achieving their goal, while social cohesion concerns the interpersonal relationships among members. A conceptual model of cohesion might consider factors like individual attractions to the group's task demands, and the group's social atmosphere. The interconnectedness of these factors underscores how vital each element is to overall cohesion. Cohesion and performance, a two-way street. The cohesion-performance relationship is a fascinating one. While it's intuitive to think cohesive teams perform better, the relationship is bidirectional. Success can bolster cohesion, and high cohesion can lead to success. Yet, it's essential to remember that external factors, like a team's skill level, can influence this relationship. Building team cohesion, key takeaways. Building cohesion isn't a one-time act, but a continuous process. Here are some guidelines. Establish clear goals and roles for each member. Promote open communication. Celebrate small and big victories together, and address conflicts constructively. The effectiveness of such support is amplified when tailored to the situation, taking into account the context and the knowledge level of the support provider. Interestingly, as Rees noted, the gender of the support provider doesn't influence its effectiveness. In closing, teams are more than just a collection of individuals. They're intricate systems where each element, from group norms to cohesion, plays a vital role in determining success. As we reflect on sports, remember that these lessons can be applied in many aspects of our lives. Leaders in sports. When you think of sports, you might envision athletes sprinting, sweating, and scoring. But behind every successful play, every triumphant cheer, there's a figure, sometimes seen, sometimes hidden, orchestrating the rhythm. The leader. In sports, leaders don't just shout instructions from the sidelines. They weave stories of triumphs and failures, influence decisions, form bonds, and provide the spark needed to light the fire of motivation. Their impact? It reverberates from the training ground to the final match day. But what makes this leadership tick? Let's explore John Wooden's legendary leadership. Ever heard of John Wooden, the legendary basketball coach? If not, think of him as the Shakespeare of basketball coaching. Tharp and Gallimore once decided to peek into the pages of Wooden's coaching diary. And guess what they discovered? It wasn't fiery speeches or dramatic gestures that defined his style. Instead, it was his consistent verbal instruction on what to do and how to do it. He was the guide, always providing the roadmap for his players, showing them the way, much like a seasoned sailor reading the stars in the night sky. Understanding athletes, it's not one size fits all. While on the topic of stars, did you know that just like stars have different magnitudes and colors, athletes have different preferences? Take, for instance, athletes with a high internal locus of control, those who believe they have the steering wheel of their life in their hands. They don't prefer a leader who simply pats their back. Instead, they value training and instruction. It's like giving a puzzle enthusiast a complex jigsaw. They thrive on it. The ripples leaders create. Ever thrown a stone in a pond and watched the ripples? Leadership behaviors in sports create similar ripples. While many believe that being overly supportive might lead to poor performance, the reality paints a different picture. Athletes, in general, cherish a balance of social support and democratic decision-making. It makes them feel valued, and it's no surprise that it leads to high satisfaction levels. However, if you're thinking autocratic coaching leads to high team cohesion, you might want to think again. It's one of those myths, like mermaids or unicorns. The energy principle lures insights. Leadership isn't just about influencing others, it's also about managing one's energy. Lure, a name synonymous with energy management in sports, believed that to grow, one needs to keep investing energy. Think of it like watering a plant, stop the water and the growth halts. He emphasized using positive rituals to keep the energy flowing and always striking a balance, like a tightrope walker balancing investments with deposits. But here's the catch, Lure was all for pushing beyond comfort zones. Because that's where the magic happens. Leadership in sports isn't about holding a title. It's about understanding, guiding, influencing, and energizing. As we've seen through the tales of Wooden and the principles of Lure, effective leadership is as dynamic as the games themselves. And as with sports, it's the nuances, the strategies, and the heartbeats behind every decision that make the journey captivating. Communication processes in sports. Have you ever whispered to yourself before making a crucial decision? Or caught yourself maintaining eye contact during a heartfelt conversation? These actions, while seemingly simple, weave the intricate fabric of communication. But what's the underlying purpose of these exchanges? Many might think it's about persuasion, trying to get someone to see your perspective. However, more often, it's about evaluation, retrospection, motivation, or even problem solving. Yes, persuasion can be a purpose, but it's not the only dance in this ballet. Interpersonal communication. Imagine standing before a massive audience, about to deliver a speech. The murmurs of "you've got this," or "why did I agree to this," in your mind constitute intrapersonal communication. It's the realm of self-talk, the echo chamber where our deepest doubts and loudest cheers reside. Interpersonal communication. When you later recount that speech experience to a friend, emphasizing points with gestures or perhaps hesitating at a particular memory, you're swimming in the waters of interpersonal communication. And oh, it's a vast ocean. The silent narratives, nonverbal communication. Your friend might notice your straight posture when you talk about your triumphant conclusion, or how you fidget recalling an awkward pause. These tales, told without words, emphasize the importance of gestures, body positioning, and even our attire in painting a vivid picture. The essence of clarity in verbal communication, while the dance of nonverbal cues is enchanting, the power of words reigns supreme. Here's a tip from seasoned communicators: when speaking, be direct, clear, and consistent. It's akin to a chef presenting a dish. It must be timely and straightforward, without a jumble of overwhelming flavors. And yes, seasoned with empathy. When aiming to understand another's perspective, it's crucial to sidestep any urge to impose your viewpoint or question their character. The goal? To be sensitive and attentive, letting the conversation flow naturally. The communication conundrum. Ever been in a situation where communication feels like trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces? One primary culprit behind these communication hitches is the common perception that any breakdown is someone else's fault. It's intriguing, right? Add to that our innate love for two-way chats, and it's evident why communication can be a tightrope walk at times. The digital age's eloquent brevity. With the children of baby boomers, we've entered an era where fingertips craft tales. These young minds are shaping narratives in snippets, whether it's a heartfelt tweet or an Instagram story. Athletes, for instance, are often weaving tales not just about matches but personal moments, drawing fans into their world. And the cherry on top? Platforms like Twitter challenge them to craft their narrative in 240 characters or less.